Hey guys, Adrian here for the Digital Dojos, and I know it's been a while since I've done any tips videos, but today I want to talk about Windows tips specifically that can span across, Mac, Windows, Linux, tips to saving hard drive space. Now specifically I'm doing this for Windows, but I can talk about a little bit of counterparts for Mac, and I'll leave those in the video description below on some alternative softwares. So whether you're getting a new PC, you have an old one, or your just current one just has a lot of disk space being taken up, and you notice this, maybe causing slowdown, or just in general you don't have enough space to store your files. How do you clear up some disk space, and how do you maintain it, whether you've gotten a new system or anything like that? I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips here. So first off, obviously you can always see your hard drives plugged in via my computer. You can see here I have a separate partition here. I have two hard drives in this case. I have a Velociraptor and the stock hard drive that came in my PC since this one is upgraded. I have a 10,000 RPM hard drive here. This is the Velociraptor, and I have a 500 gig. Again, the traditional drive that came in my computer. Now you can see here this one has a lot of space taken up. Now I'm always booted into this one, so I kind of just use this as a kind of like a backup disk, which I'll talk a little bit about later on. But the most important thing, the very first thing you can do is uninstall unneeded programs and services. It's really, really simple. Just go to your start menu, go into control panel, obviously, and then you're going to go into, you want to go under programs and uninstall program. Now this goes for all versions of Windows. And in OS 10, you can use an app called, there's a lot of different apps. You can use like App Zapper, I believe is one. You can just take the program or the application and drop it in the recycling bin. I mean, there's a lot of applications that get rid of a lot of files. App Zapper, I believe, slims them down. They have I'm not sure if it's App Cleaner, but I'm pretty sure App Zapper is the one that slims them down. Or that's Xlimmer. Sorry, Xlimmer slims them down, and you can use App Zapper as another program. But so if you're on the Mac, those are some alternatives. Now on Windows here, you can obviously just click a program that's taking out tools, and you can actually sort them by size. So if I sort by size here, I can go all the way to the top here and see that Vegas Pro 10, Vegas Pro 10 and Vegas Pro 9 take up a lot of space. So you can see that these are trial versions right here. I know Vegas 10 is a trial version. You can get the 30-day trial over at their site. So I can uninstall this because I really don't use Vegas 10. I use Vegas 9 more just because, again, it's a trial and the Vegas 10 ready right now. iTunes, obviously, something that you may want to keep. But just look for programs that take up space that you don't really use anymore. For example, I don't use Uvu anymore. I used it one time, so I can just uninstall it, and I can obviously remove everything. And you want to make sure you remove everything. If it asks you to remove program files or associated apps, you may want to do that as well, depending on whether you use those applications. So you can let that remove and go on with your business. Alright, so moving on to the next tip. Something that a lot of people don't take advantage of. If you go into Start menu, go to All Programs, and go to Accessories. Now this goes for any Windows Windows operating system. You can go into System Tools here, and go under Disk Cleanup. Now Disk Cleanup will allow you to clean up unneeded files off your hard drive, and Disk Defrag will basically compress your files all together on the hard drive so it reads a little bit faster, stuff like that. So you can do both. I would recommend running both at least daily, or monthly I should say. Now you want to pick your hard drive here, and then you just hit OK. Now what it's going to do is it's going to take a little bit, and it's going to scan your hard drive. It's going to calculate all the stuff that's unneeded, service package files, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and let that calculate, and we'll be right back. Alright, so it's done calculating here, and you can see here now it gives you a couple options. So you can see it gives you stuff like downloaded program files, temporary files that your computer installs, debug files, previous Windows installations, setup log files. You can see here the temporary files take up 4 gigs of hard drive space. So those are just temp files that are stored on your computer that pretty much wipe out when you restart or shut down or anything like that. And recycling bin if you haven't cleared that, obviously. You can also go under more options, and you can do some stuff with cleaning up system restores. So you can delete system restores if you it removes everything but the most recent restore point. So you can do that as well. So I'm going to say I'll say clean up here. And all you have to do is click it and then just say delete, and I'm going to delete all the previous restore points. If you use System Restore a lot and shadow copies, you may not want to do that. Again, it's up to you. And I'm also going to say go ahead and clean up all of this and delete all the files. And let's go ahead and clean up the status of the Velociraptor. So right there, I just deleted about nearly 5 gigs of space. Now again, it's not. I'm not really looking to clear that much because I know the files are taking up. I have a lot of video. I need to back them up and stuff like that. So that's going to run, and it's going to delete all the stuff. Now, we can also talk about third-party applications. If you want to see the hard drive, which programs, files, etc. are taking up most space on your hard drive, You can use third-party apps. Overdisk is a good one for Windows. I believe there's another one called Delphi for Windows. There's a couple other for Mac. Literally can't remember the name of the one I use on the Macintosh, but I'll get the one for OS 10 in the video description. I'll link it below. Basically, this scans your hard drive, and it will graphically represent stuff that's taking up the most space. So you can see here, the desktop here is taking up 62 gigs of space. It also tells me there's 612 files on my desktop because I have a lot of folders, and there's over 51 directories. And I know it's because I have a lot of video on my desktop, and I shoot in 1080p, so it is a little bit of it's a lot on the actual hard drive. Now you can also see other folders here: backup, Apple Computer, roaming, some other folders. And what's nice is you can actually, so for example, this says desktop. You can actually click on these things. So I can click on Adrian, and it'll go into Adrian, and it'll look into the users, it'll look into the folders that are within that directory. And if it's like for example, if it's pictures, it'll go into pictures. If it's downloads, it'll go into downloads. If it's LifeCam files, you can see here this has tons and tons and tons of files, ranging from the smallest to the biggest files. And again, these are all videos I shot with my webcam here. So I can actually click on this, and you can open up the files here, find out where they're located. You can see it gives you the directory here, and you can just go ahead and find them and delete them. You can do a couple other stuff. They have some other commands, like I said, open folder, like I was mentioning earlier. You can look at some other statistics. You can also look at your other hard drives here under the root. So you can do a lot of stuff, and you have a little Explorer on your left-hand side so you can navigate around. So that's some third-party apps that you can show you them again graphically or visually the biggest files taking up space on your hard drive, so you can delete that stuff. If you play games like World of Warcraft, you'll probably see that up there and stuff like that. So it shows you again representation-wise the biggest files on your hard drive. And last but not least, clean install. You can always clean install Windows. Obviously, that always helps. You can use programs like Nlight, stuff like that, to slim down your install so you don't get a lot of bloatware. When you install a PC, you tend to get a lot of manufactured stuff. You can always uninstall that in your install programs, but you can always, if you do a clean install, you can start from new, and you, most likely, if you're not restoring from like a manufacturer CD, if you use Nlight, like I said earlier, you can slim down your Windows install and save up to gigs of space. But Microsoft has done a reasonably good job of keeping the Windows install smaller and smaller over the years. Also, you can do what I do, as I mentioned earlier. You can set up partitions if you'd like. You can set up partitions so that, for example, I'm going to be formatting the C drive very soon, after this video actually, and backing up all that data and then formatting this drive and just using it as a kind of a scratch list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install the operating system on the F drive and keep all the important, the operating system running on its own small drive, or I may put it on my SSD, and then keep all my data files, like my documents, my videos, on another hard drive. That way, if I ever have to reinstall Windows, I can just simply format that one drive, reinstall, and all my data will still be located on another partition that's accessible. That's a whole other video on its own, but you can look up partition, and you can go into disk management if you want to look up that. Just search it in the Windows bar, and you can set that up. Do be careful, obviously, because you can format your data, and you will lose everything if you format the wrong drive. Also, don't forget to keep backups, back up your data constantly, and remember, it only exists, if it doesn't exist twice, it doesn't exist at all. So don't think that just because you take one file off your desktop and move it over to your external hard drive that it's backed up. Yes, it's essentially on the external hard drive, but the issue is what happens if your external hard drive fails and you don't have the original copy. Then it's not really a backup, and that does happen, guys. So again, always keep 2 copies of the file if possible, whether it's 2 external hard drives, online backup, anything like that. Data is always important, and you don't want to lose it. So with that, guys, that concludes this video. Hope you guys enjoyed these tips for your Windows users. Again, I'll leave links for you OS 10 users for some alternative applications. Till next time, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and like the video. Obviously, like and subscribe to the video. And again, check out digitaldojos.com for more content like this. Thanks for watching.